Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our infill ceremony for the Riverfront project. First, I'm going to introduce the mayor so he can have a few words of greetings to start off our program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. You don't waste any time, do you? Get right started. Well, this is a huge day for Paducah, McCracken County, the region, the state, downtown. It's just a huge day. It's been a long time in coming, and I want to welcome all of you to come and share this great day with us. There are so many people to thank that have made this happen, and you've got to start with Senator McConnell. Marty Wiles is here this morning, and Senator McConnell kicked it off. He got the money for us and kept the money there during all this long period. I want to thank Congressman Whitfield and Senator Bunning, who was the senator during all this, for their support. You've got to thank the state and the environmental people who have worked so hard and so diligent to make this happen. And then there's the city. You've got Joe Framptom, PRDA, and his board. They worked hard on this. And with the city, you go back to Tom Burnett, who was in the planning commission, in the planning department, and he worked hard on it. Steve Irvin has taken over from him and has been very involved. Jim Zumwalt, former city manager Jim Zumwalt, worked hard on this project. And then Jeff Peterson came along and said, with Rick Murphy, he said, why don't we move the project upriver or downriver? I don't know which it is, but why don't we move the project, get out of the muscle area, and maybe we can get their support. Well, guess what? That's what we did. And the environmental people bought into it, and it's been great. But it took a fresh set of eyes with Jeff and with Rick's help to make that happen. Rick Murphy has been, my God, he's worked on this thing so hard, and he's had to put up with me calling him all the time and pushing him, and wanted to go to Frankfurt, wanted to go to Washington. So, Rick, I appreciate your help. To the commission, to Mayor Pro Tem and soon to be the new mayor, Gail Kaler, and all the commissioners that stuck with this project through all these years. I want to thank them. So it's a big day. I'm not making any preliminary announcement here, but this project is going to go well with our new hotel when that comes. And like I say, it's not an announcement, but it's going to work well with that. It's going to bring people downtown. It's going to be wonderful for this community. So I couldn't be happier. Steve Doolittle, I don't want to forget him, and I hope I haven't forgotten anybody. There's lots of people out here that have worked hard on this project. But thanks to everybody, and I hope when we get this project built, we have a marina here, we have places for boats to tie up, get gas, maybe eat at a restaurant, come down from Kentucky Dam, spend the weekend here. It's going to be wonderful. So thank you all. Thank everybody for their support. And we will continue on with the project, and with the announcement, I'd like to recognize Joe Framptom, who is going to say a few remarks. Joe?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm actually a stand-in this morning for Bruce Brockenborough, the chair of PRDA, who called in sick apparently. But nevertheless, I'm delighted to be here because this announcement today is a culmination of many, many years of effort on the parts of many people, as the mayor just outlined. I spoke with George Cirque a moment ago, who I know has been involved on this project intensely. And George reminded me it's been going on for 6 years. So projects such as this take a lot of time, but they have also tremendous value for our community. And in my role over the past few years serving on PRDA, we've been focused on a vision for Paducah and what the future may look like for us. And I've come to understand a few things. If we're going to make true progress as a community, we must be visionary. We must look beyond what we've done in the past and what we're doing today to those things that will have immense benefit for all of us in the future. We must have a long-term vision in mind, and our goals must be long-term, because like this project, nothing happens in a month, a year, or a term of office for an elected official. It takes all of us to be committed long-term to bring projects such as this to fulfillment. And to have tremendous meaning for our community, projects such as this must be well integrated with plans for other projects that will occur in the community. And this is one, certainly, the riverfront development that's being celebrated here today will fit nicely with a number of other things that PRDA has been thinking about and working on for the last several years that could prove to be immensely beneficial for downtown Paducah and for all of Paducah-McCracken County. So, Mayor, I share your thoughts and those of many that this is a wonderful project to enhance the quality of life and economic development in our city and our county, and it is the culmination of the efforts of many, many people, and I congratulate all who had a participation. Today is a day of celebration as we look to the future. Thank you very much.
I guess the folks who asked to put this together, they asked me to come up here and tell the technical side of this story, and I'm like, well, if I get technical, it gets boring. So I thought I'd wear my Halloween costume today and let y'all see me in a suit and let y'all know that I owned one. Normally I'm in boots and up to my knees in dirt and grime and stuff, but I thought, well, I'd clean up for this occasion since it's been a 6-year journey. That's what I want to talk to you about a little bit, is the journey. This project, as the mayor said, started 6 years ago. And if you think about it, if you're going on vacation or you're going on a journey somewhere, you think about, well, what am I going to need to take with me? Well, of course, I'm going to take my family. And I'm going to take a few things that I think I'm going to have fun with. Well, my family here is my office staff, but also the folks that I'm going to need to help me on my journey. And that's going to include people like Florence and Hutchinson and Jason Peterson. It's going to include, you know, your ecologists, Ron Thomas with Red Wing Environmental or Ecological. It's going to include your John Farmers that's going to help you write these documents that's going to introduce you to new people. When you go on a journey, you normally meet new people. Some you want to meet and some you don't care to meet. Okay? But it's part of the journey. And this project, originally, I'm going to kind of wave my arms a little bit because I don't feel comfortable unless I am. But originally we were going to build 3 acres of extended riverbank here. Right here, Schultz Park is pretty much a postage stamp. There's not a lot of room to throw a frisbee, play with a dog, do a whole lot like that, or receive people in a marina type setting. So if you can imagine 3 acres being built right here, extended out here, you can see how much more land that would be. It just so happens along our journey we got in somebody else's neighborhood, okay, where we met some new friends. I'd like to introduce you to my new friends, and you can't really call them friends unless you can call them by name on site. If somebody has to introduce you to them, then that's something that are they really a friend? So let me do that for a second. Now, only one lives in this neighborhood, okay? Only one of my friends live in this neighborhood. But there are 5 other potential friends that may live in this neighborhood in Lower Ohio. Now, this is mile marker 935, and the Lower Ohio might be 100 miles long, but we had to be concerned about these friends' neighborhoods. So the first friend I have is, and they're called by what they look like. It's the rabbit's foot, okay? It just went on the endangered species list, did it not, Tom? Ron? Just recently? So this is what's known as the rabbit foot, that's known to live in the Lower Ohio. My next friend I'd like to introduce you along this journey is the spectacle case. Now, I'm learning these names because it's basically what's spectacles. It's not what you make of yourself at a dance or something. It's what you're wearing on your face right now. It's your sunglasses. They get their names based on what they look like. So this is the spectacle case. Oh, by the way, known to be in the Lower Ohio, just not in this portion. I will save him for last. This is the orange-foot pimpleback, the rarest of all mussels that are in this area in the Lower Ohio. If you wanted to try to propagate one of these, it's $9,000 a pop. The pink mucket, another mussel that's known to be endangered and live in this lower 100 miles, another friend of mine. The sheep nose, yet another endangered mussel in the Lower Ohio. Doesn't choose this portion of the river as its neighborhood, but it's in the area. And this fat pocketbook. This is his hood. This is his New York City. And we've disturbed his neighborhood. So as a result of our, I guess, coming to his neighborhood, we decided, well, maybe can we be your neighbor? So we moved downstream, and we moved downstream about 500 feet. Now you notice our connections with the barge community. Made a few phone calls. I said, hey, I'd like for you all to park a barge out here for us to give an illustration of the landmass that's going to be out here. Now, those of you who believe that, I got some swampland I'll sell you too. Approximately 500 feet downstream from this site is where our new park will be. Again, it'll be 3 acres of landmass. Initially, we're going to be building a landmass, and that will have to settle. It'll be there for a year. It won't be decorated. It won't have sidewalks. It's got to settle into the river bottom, and then after that, we'll take our next person money, and we'll start finishing out that. So the construction that will start this spring will be just to place a landmass, and there'll be some poles sticking out of the water that will receive the gangway and project later. But I would be remiss if I didn't talk about some of the regulatory agencies that have helped us through this. And those are some of my friends along the journey that some of them, it gets frustrating, but they have their job to do as we do ours. That would be the Kentucky Division of Water. They're here to help protect our environment. The U.S. Coast Guard to protect, I guess, the passage along the river. the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to protect the waterway themselves. Who am I leaving out, Jason? U.S. Fish and Wildlife. U.S. Fish and Wildlife has been very instrumental in helping us through this, not necessarily to be obstructionist, but saying this is how we need to work together. Without all these agencies working together, we wouldn't be here today. I don't know how many times I thought about giving up on this project because I didn't know whether or not we were going to be able to do it. But I guess with a little bit of perseverance, dedication, support from the city staff, the elected officials, and knowing that this community needs this connection. And I'm a 51-year resident, grew up on the river. Mom and Dad are back there right now. 3 years old, getting sunburns and everything up on the Indiana sandbar for a long time. But for the longest time, we've not had this connection to the river. Everybody that's come has failed because there's not been the proper commitment, in my opinion, to do that. With this team, with these elected officials, the commitment with the community, the commitment is there, and we'll be successful with our counterparts up and down the river, our other river cities. And when we make that connection to those boats that are coming through Cincinnati, going to Florida, taking their boats, where can I get gas, where can I come and enjoy your city, we're going to have that facility here for them. But that, I don't have anything further to say other than it's a great day for me. Once we start placing the fill, we'll be about halfway done. It's not going to take 6 years to complete the project, but we're going to be about halfway complete. I thank you for your support, and I thank you for your patience.
Well, I was asked to make mention of what this is going to be like after we're done. And one thing, parks bring joy. One catches their first fish, scores their first goal, runs their first mile, sees their first fireworks display in a park. Park will bring people together. Most importantly, this will be our gathering spot for our community. But the bonus is that we will be able to bring our friends and tourists in from all around the world to a brand new and improved venue with activities that are only limited to our imagination. Boating, concerts, art, running, cycling. We're going to be the most beautiful trailhead in the Commonwealth, connected to 6 or 7 miles of Greenway Trail. Our parks are places of honor. We honor our dead at Oak Grove Cemetery, Lang Park, and Dolly McNutt Plaza. This park will honor the efforts of those who have worked to make Paducah a better place to live and recreate. Our parks are named for community stalwarts: Schultz, Coleman, McNutt, Nelson, Jones, and Noble. Even the word noble evokes words from the thesaurus like dignity, gallantry, virtuousness, and dominion. Noble Park and our other wonderful parks are vital parts of the city's dominion. Our dominion needs a crown. This park, this Schultz Park, and this Riverfront project will be this city's crown. Thank you. So now we're going to start the infill project. With our sand here, we're going to ask those who were on the bus trip to Chattanooga and Evansville and all the city commissioners to grab at least 1 tube of sand. We're going to meet down here. We're going to have those people who have cameras to kind of move so they can see the sand fly towards our infill project. So please come up if you're a part of that tour and come up and grab 1 or 2.
Hey, Marty.
There's your, well, you got that for your tie, bud. It matches your tie.
I got blue in my tie too.
Marty, you got some?
Yeah, Marty's right here.
Joe? I don't like that color. Okay, I'll have a blue.
Wait, if we're going to throw it that way,
Pick them above the prize.
Where's Steve Doolittle? Where's Doolittle? Irvin, Steve Irvin, come up here.
they got a planter golf shot here.
I know, it's blowing the wrong way today, folks. Okay, folks, grab two then. Grab two.
I went there to sleep.
Yeah, some others. Come on, anybody else? Come up and join. The consultants. Rick, get your consultants. Rick, get your consultants. Pat.
Thank you. Good choice.
There we go. All right. Everybody up here, let's go. We're going to try. If it's going to end up in faces, it's going to end up in. We're going to throw it out towards the cameraman right there. We need another one. We're going to do it when we're all together now. Going that way. Going that way. Devin's going to hit everyone else. Ready? Not yet?
Not yet. We're not set up right here, I don't think.
That's perfect.
Down that way. Ready?
Wait, you go count down?
Roll low.
Roll low. What's going on here?
Lift off.
6 years.
Lift off.
Oh my God, it's gonna go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off.
Oh,